Back to winning ways, guys, after losing to PSV, just our second loss of the season, and we're almost in November. It's a very good run. We're back. Nottingham Forest really struggled today. I don't think there was much more they could do. We were just absolutely on fire. 5-0, but there's just one thing that, two things that are kind of upsetting me at this point. It is Saka obviously picking up an injury in the first half. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's nothing serious. With the World Cup just a couple of weeks away, I will genuinely be absolutely gutted if he can't go. He did carry on for a moment and he was able to walk off the pitch, but it doesn't look great. They were just nailing him every time he got the ball. But I guess the story of today is his replacement. Reiss Nelson came on, scored 2, got 1 assist. Absolutely incredible. But the other thing that's irking me right now, it's a little bit upsetting, and that is a certain Jesus, whatever you want to call him. No goal today, but my God, he was good still. So I don't think it's worth worrying about it too much. What you got to do is take a step back with Jesus and just remember he's not an out-and-out number 9. He's not going to get you 20, 30 goals in the Premier League. What he will do, though, is bring players into play. He will get assists. He's got 2 today. And, of course, he will contribute goals as well. But it is now 7 games since he scored. Yeah. It's a bit worrying, but do you know what? He's just waiting for next weekend. Truly incredible display from, everyone. I can't pick out one single player that played badly. We can talk about Nottingham Forest, but honestly, Cook, way past it. I'm surprised he's still at this level. I'm just being brutally honest. I don't see much in Cook anymore. I don't think he was particularly great in the last few seasons with Bournemouth. Obviously got his move to Nottingham Forest. They've been promoted and he's, I think he found his level in the Championship a little bit more. I don't mean to just focus on him, but he made a lot of poor choices in defence today. I don't know what's up with Lodi. This is a Champions League quality player playing for Atletico Madrid. Gets, I think, a loan deal, was it, to Nottingham Forest, and he looks like a Championship player. Lingard, reportedly on 200k a week. Are you kidding me? There's no way. There's no way they're paying him that. Yeah, but honestly, I think, on another day, maybe it would have been 8-0, or it could have been one of those games where we just could not score. Thankfully, we've been able to put 5 away, but yeah, it was more the first point I just made. We could have easily scored 8, 9. I mean, Jesus himself could have had a hat-trick today. I mentioned it before. The real story today is Reiss Nelson. He comes on 27 minutes in. He gets his first goal just after half-time, and then another one 3 minutes later. 2 very quick goals, and then just a couple more minutes later, and Partey with, beautiful goal from Thomas Partey. He makes it 4-0, and then, of course, Ødegaard. I mean, jeez. Technically, I think he might be one of the most gifted players I've seen since Thomas Rosicky, Pires. I'm talking players that are just so good with the ball right at their feet. It's a really difficult quality to learn and to train. You're just born with that. That is what I think makes Messi the best player of a generation, maybe of all time. I don't think there's been a player, maybe since Maradona, that can just have the ball so close to their feet and just glide. It's almost like they've put glue on his boot and the ball. It's just stuck to his foot. And I'm not saying Ødegaard's at that level, but he could get to that level, if not close to that level. He's just so good with the ball at his feet. Unlucky Aurier, Arsenal fan, of course, went to Tottenham, and now he's multiple loans and he's ended up at Nottingham Forest. Poor guy. Let's have a look at the stats, shall we? Because, of course, it's going to look very good in our favour. 69% possession. Grow up, Matt. I'm surprised our expected goals isn't in at least the 3s, 4s, but 2.42, obviously, it's not really... It's not important. It's just stats. Obviously, the only thing that matters is this here. 4 big chances and we scored 5 goals. That's a good stat to see. It means we're also scoring when we're not, I guess, making an incredible chance to score. It means we're creating things out of nothing, which is definitely a good thing to have going for you. And of course, it does mean we are now back up to the top of the table. Look at this. Oh, it truly is a wonderful sight. 12 games in, we've won 10 of our matches. We've drawn 1. Southampton last weekend, of course, and the Old Trafford game where we lost. But 30 goals scored, 11 conceded. I mean, it's pretty good, isn't it? So Newcastle have a better defence than us. And Everton, is it? No, Everton have 12 conceded now. So only Newcastle can boast a better defence than Arsenal and City. Unless I'm blind and there is another team here. No, there isn't. And we're the second top scorers. So second best defence, second best scorers. It's not bad, is it? And this is Arsenal. And remember, we're still quite early in this journey that we're on. But of course, we're killing it. We're doing really well. We're a few months / windows ahead, maybe. Just imagine if we do reinforce in January. I genuinely believe that top 2 could be ours. I'm still very firmly in the camp of top 4 focused. Just stick with being top 4. We're not ready for a Champions League win. We're not ready for a Premier League win. We're nowhere near those levels yet. But, every week people are saying, oh, Arsenal will slip up. They will slow down. And I'm one of those people that's like, do you know what? It probably will happen. We will go through a slower period. But we've had that slow period over the last few weeks. And now we've just bounced back, yes, against a not so fantastic side. But it could be that we're back again. The real test will be Chelsea next weekend. Of course, we've got the Europa League game first, and that is a huge game. And that reminds me, there's a change in the way the Europa League works. If we win our group, it means we're through to the round of 16. There is no round of 32 now. So a win or a point, I believe, in at home against Swiss team Zurich, that would be enough to secure us through to the next round, and we would avoid 2 extra fixtures. So that's huge. If we put out a slightly weaker team, but not completely rotated, we should comfortably win. I mean, that's 10 wins in a row at home, I believe, for us. Or is that just in the league? I'm not sure, but we should win that comfortably. But I'm hoping our players will be fit enough and ready to go. Stamford Bridge, really, really good place for us to play at the moment. Recent history, we've done very well against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. But we don't have Smith Rowe. He's the guy you want at Stamford Bridge, but that is a real test for us. And I'm comfortable thinking we'll beat Brighton at home. We should be beating Wolves away, and then of course it's the World Cup. So this is kind of like a cut-off point for me where everything can have a bit of a reset. Not the entire squad will be going to Qatar, and dare I say it, imagine if Saka doesn't go. Let's say it is a minor injury. You can still see a silver lining there. At least he's going to be raring to go if he's back fit again once the World Cup is over. But of course, I would love him to go. Please, we need Saka playing for England. He's just that good. We're back with Operation Arsenal comments. Should say, hang on, let me just zoom in. Lovely typo there, Matt. But you can't edit tweets, and I'm not going to repost it. But Operation Arsenac is what we're doing today. So first comment from Himduro. Finally, Nelson took advantage of the chance he got. Now, the reason I've picked this comment is because I've got to say, even I doubted him. I thought when he came on today that Arteta was having a bit of a moment. I thought, on that right side, if Saka comes out, maybe you throw... I mean, even Vieira out on that right wing can do a really good job for us. Marquinhos and Nketiah can play on that right side if he absolutely has to. And I would argue all of those players I just mentioned are ahead of Nelson. But something is going on behind the scenes there. Arteta and a few other staff members, I think, said that he's a quality player. He's got potential. There's something special there in Reece, and that he will get his chance. And there it is. And he's taken it. So fair play to Reece Nelson. Ryan said, White and Partey immense. Jesus played well with 2 assists, just didn't score. I wish he did. He's saving it for Stamford Bridge, though, winky face. Nelson walked so Saka could run, but now Nelson is starting to run again, the original star boy. So, again, the reason I picked this comment is it's so true. Arsenal fans will know. Give it, I think, 5 seasons ago, it was all about Reece Nelson. I remember he broke through in the pre-season matches. I think it was over in, was it Singapore? He played a couple of times in pre-season, and the excitement, the hype, it was unreal. And of course, Saka wasn't playing then. And everyone saw Reece Nelson doing what Saka has done over the last few years. he is the original star boy. But Saka just kind of came in and took the limelight. But I'm so happy for Nelson. I really am. I love this comment. Absolute deforestation. Was a bit nervous when Saka came off injured, but Reece was class, my man of the match. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult to argue otherwise. Partey's goal was amazing. Jesus was good, bar finishing, top performance. Yeah, Jesus had plenty of chances. He should have scored at least once, maybe twice. Next comment, what a response after a few poor performances. Nelson was incredible, and Partey, my word, what a strike. Yeah, Partey is... I think a lot of people say it, a Rolls Royce of a player. He gets a lot of good feedback from Arsenal fans, and obviously the staff love him, and he's a great player. I just don't think he gets enough. People need to talk about him more and more and more. He is genuinely world class in that position he plays in, and as soon as he's out of the team, we do crumble a little bit, you know. I think our win rate with Partey in the team is in the 70%. 70 to 80%. It's ridiculous. As soon as he's out of the team, we do drop. Now it's time to rest up, I'm guessing you meant to say there, and secure our round of 16 in the Europa League Thursday night. Please, Twitter, can we have an edit button? Poor guy as well. You could have edited that. And then last comment today, one rare thing happened today. I thought that the referee was superb. Again, can we have an edit button so we can get rid of the E? Really, really good comment. People do not talk about referees when they have a good game. And I thought, perfect. This has to be talked about because we've had some horrendous refereeing performances. You know, even just last weekend against Southampton, arguably the referee cost us the win there. Of course, it can happen. It's football. But, you know, with VAR, you would think everything would be a lot better these days. But if anything, it's worse. But today, credit due to the referee. He deserves credit because he let the game flow. There wasn't any bad calls that I can really think of specifically, not horrendous calls. There was no errors that I can think of. It was just a really good refereeing display. So fair play to the referee, and we need to talk about referees when they do well. I think one thing that football desperately needs is, well, it's two things really when it comes to the refereeing, maybe three things. Get rid of VAR. No, I'm kidding. Don't get rid of VAR. It's here to stay. I know that. Well, I'd like it to go, but you know. But the real thing I would like is to mic up the referees. I want to hear what they're saying. I want to know why they're disallowing this or giving a free kick for this. And I want to hear it. Sometimes you don't need to hear it, but you just want to hear it. It helps the game seem a little bit more... I don't know what the word is. You know, when you're there at the stadium, you can see it with your own eyes when things have gone wrong. I guess when you're watching on TV, that's a bit more difficult at times. But then you've got the replays. But what we could all do with is hearing the communication between the referees and the VAR team. I think that'd be amazing. But there was one other thing I was going to say. What was it? Oh, post-match interviews with referees. I don't know why they don't do this. I think, you know, after the Southampton game, I was fuming with the referee. Of course, we all were. I would have loved him to just come out and talk because the rare occasions that referees have done some media work, a lot of people, I including myself, sit back and go, wow, they are just human after all. They are allowed to make mistakes. And of course, I'm bringing up old referee interviews from pre-VAR, I guess. Nowadays, I think it'd be very difficult to convince whoever needs to be convinced to allow referees to do interviews. But if players have to do an interview after a game, at least, you know, a player has to come out. It's a requirement. If the managers have to come out and do an interview pre-match and after the match as well, because they get fined if they don't, I think referees should as well. And I think that combined with the communication during the game, you know, look at rugby, they do it really well. You can hear the referee. It would help, I think, and almost it would allow us fans, even if we're angry at a decision, to just kind of sympathise and understand it's a tough job. But 5-0, guys, so many positives, not many negatives. I'm awaiting to hear about Saka. I'm praying that he's okay. But what a win. Very, very happy with that. And as you can see, I put the green screen up, Arsenal shirt on, Arsenal hat on. Full effort today. I really didn't feel like it last time after that Southampton game. But we're back, hopefully. Win on Thursday, win on Sunday, and just keep winning until the World Cup is here.